Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. The case that I'm going to be looking into today is, well, they're all horrific, but this one is really even more creepy than a lot of the normal stuff I would do, just because of the thoughts of actually what occurred. You will understand as we get more into it. It is the case, if you guys don't already know of it anyway, of Brianna Denison. Brianna Zuino Denison was born on the 29th of March in 1988. Her parents were called Bridget and Jeff. Now, sadly, Jeff did pass away at the age of 6, and she did require some sort of child psychology to try and get over that, but she did, it really helped her, and it did affect her decisions that she would make later on in life, which we'll get into more. She also had a younger brother called Brighton. And she grew up in a very loving family. She absolutely loved children, animals, anyone and everyone, especially her best friend, which was a pet dog that she had. She was really known for putting other people first as well. So just generally a lovely girl. She graduated high school in June of 2006. And after that, the family decided that they were going to move to California. And this is the point where we get to about, like I said, psychology and children's psychology. This is what she wanted to do in life, because when her father passed away, it really helped her, like, so much, which really inspired her that is what she wanted to take as a career. So that's what she did. She also was a woman that loved to travel the world. She went to Rome, Italy, all these different places. I believe she actually lived in Rome for a year as well. She traveled like everywhere, Japan, she absolutely loved the cultures and just seeing all the different places. And she just found it really easy to connect with people and make friends. Now, in 2008, during like a break that she was on, she decided that she was going to go back to Reno, Nevada, her hometown. And there was like this festival going on or something like that, and she was visiting to go back to that. She'd done it for the past like couple of years, something like that, 3 years. It was something that she really enjoyed doing. So she would go down, like stay over with friends or whatever, do the snowboarding, just have fun generally. So that was the plan. That was what she was going to do. So this was on like the 19th of January 2008. She told her mum what she was going to do, gave her a list of everything she was going to do. Even the name of the friend that she was going to stay at, which was Katie Hunter. She was going to stay at her house, just like crashing in either a spare room or on the sofa, just anywhere really. It was around 9. She said goodbye to her mother, and then she went off to go and see a friend. They enjoyed the festival, had a really good time, and I mean, it goes to say when she gets home at 4 a.m, which is the time that they actually got to Kate's house. They'd had a blast. 4 a.m, everyone's shattered, and they started getting ready for bed. She put on pajamas. Her friend gave her like a pillow, like a cushion, a couple of blankets, because she was going to actually spend the night on the sofa. I believe there were rooms upstairs, but they were like a friend's rooms, or a roommate's room, sorry, and she didn't really want to crash in them. I don't believe they were there at the time, but just in case, didn't want to, and so she just thought, asleep on the sofa, it's no big deal. So that's what she did. Now, Kate also had a dog, so she said a good night to her friend. She takes her dog upstairs to her room with her, and then that's it. Everyone goes to sleep. Or so they thought. Kate comes down at 9 a.m. the next morning, and Brianna's not on the sofa. So she's thinking that's a bit strange. Maybe she's gone outside. Maybe she's gone somewhere. But it was very early, 9 a.m, She wouldn't have gone out in the middle of the night because it was freezing. So it was strange that she wasn't there. But she looks all throughout the house, even in these spare bedrooms, thinking, I don't know, maybe she got too cold and went up in one of them after all. Who knows? But she was nowhere to be seen. So what she does is thinks that maybe she's gone home. The issue is that Brianna's stuff, she was also known as Brie for short by her friends, but Brianna's stuff was all still in the house. Her phone, shoes, pretty vital when it's cold and you're going to go somewhere. Shoes were there, phone, purse, everything that a person would take with them if they were going somewhere. And I mean, she would have told a friend that she was leaving, but obviously she didn't hear anything, didn't know anything. Anyway, she rings her mum just in case, brings Bridget to see if Brianna's there, and Bridget is like, no. So Bridget rushes over, she goes and checks out the house herself. Again, no Brianna. And she gets reported it gets reported to the police. Oh, before she comes over, actually, her friend actually finds something, and she's the one that reports it to the police, because she finds on the pillow that Brianna was sleeping on a tiny like speck of what looked like blood. So she actually rings the police because of that. And in the meantime, obviously her mother Bridget is making her way down. So the police came down, they began a major investigation. They looked into everything straight away. With the blood and everything, they kind of believed that she may have been kidnapped. And everything that was still left behind, like I say, it's not normal for someone to do that, especially with it being cold. But they put out the word of Brianna being missing. She was in like a vest top and sweatpants, I believe, with, like I said, no shoes on. So it wasn't appropriate attire anyway, because it was pretty cold. And Kate did also say that, you know, she didn't hear any noise from her bedroom, and also her dog didn't bark. So, you know, whatever happened must have happened pretty quietly, or just they were totally zonked out and didn't hear anything. But dogs normally bark. They hear a noise and they bark, but hers didn't. They're thinking that maybe Brianna had something shoved in her mouth, couldn't make too much noise, and was taken. Who knows? Now, there was no sign of a struggle, really. So whether she was, like, knocked unconscious, maybe somebody suffocated to the point where she passed out but didn't actually die, I'm not entirely sure. Oh, and something that is really creepy about this case as well is that they think that someone's kidnapped her, right? Well, the front door was left open, or the back door. One of the doors was left open. Something they always did, they never locked it. But where the sofa was situated, there are huge glass windows and a glass door right there. I think in probably the back. I don't know. I'll probably find out in editing when I find the pictures. I have seen them, but I can't remember right now. So yeah, this sofa was easily seen through these big glass doors. So it's thought that literally somebody was walking past, saw her sleeping there, walked through the open, unlocked door, and took her. And that is a scary thought. The search for Brianna was enormous. They had everything you could think of, loads of volunteers, loads of police, they had helicopters, they had everything. Search dogs, unmasked, I wanted to say, but that's not the right word. Non-uniform police officers, that's what we're going to say, because I can't even think of the word I was trying to say, would do like door-to-door inquiries. They conducted searches in all these different areas, but sadly they did not find Brianna. And of course, in cases like this, you have to find people early. The earlier you find them, the more likely you're going to find them alive, basically. It also went on America's Most Wanted, which spread a case even further, which is a really good thing for these cases. Obviously, you want to get it to more people's eyes, you want to get it out there. Now, they did find some DNA on the door handle, and the family actually managed to raise $160,000. I think it was dollars anyway, in donations to go towards DNA testing. And from that DNA, they found that it had been linked to other attacks to other women. There was a 21-year-old woman who had been SA'd. Like, she was knocked unconscious, and when she woke up, she found a man on top of her. She reported that. And in another case, a 22-year-old girl was walking home and was sort of getting followed by a man. And that was on the 16th of December 2007. So whoever did this to Brianna had done this to 2 other girls, but these girls were left alive, so that really put the hope in the police that possibly Brianna was still alive, and like I said, they just had to find her ASAP. I believe that a sketch was sort of made from these, and that was released to the public, and they asked for anybody that knew anybody that looked similar to come forward with any information. Then another woman came forward, 27, that she had been sort of had a gun pointed to her, and the description was similar to that man, basically. So like I said, now I think I might have got it wrong before I'm getting it mixed up. I think there was 2, and maybe that was the 2, the gunpoint and the following home and being on, I don't know, I'm getting mixed up, but yeah, there was 2 of them anyway. Sadly, all thoughts of Brianna coming back alive were dashed on the 15th of February in 2008 when a man walking home from work found what he thought was, well, first of all, he saw this bright orange fabric, which was socks, laying in this brush area. And he thought that those socks were connected to a mannequin. It's been said many a times, people, because I guess bodies lose their colour and go a lot paler, people always think it's a mannequin. So he thought it was a mannequin, he really hoped it was a mannequin, and it turned out that it was not a mannequin, it was a female's body. The next day, it was sadly confirmed that this body was that of Brianna Denison's. So police was really trying hard to find everything that they could, and they were following tips, leads, and anything that came in, basically. And they ended up following, I believe it was like a month later, this one tip that led them to this person, a man. He was called James Michael Biella, 27 years old, lived in Sparks, Nevada. And it basically came in from his girlfriend's friend, the tip, when his girlfriend told her friend that she'd found underwear in his truck, like women's underwear, and it wasn't hers. And I believe that this truck, somebody had actually described a vehicle which was similar to the truck. So the police started looking into him because they've got the truck that's matching the description, and also when they're looking at his face, it's actually matching the description of the person they're looking for too. So yeah, they were looking into him. He has previous history as well. Apparently he threatened his girlfriend with a knife at one point, and so, you know, police did arrest him and bring him in for questioning. They, at that point, managed to take his DNA. And guess what? It was a match for the DNA found on the door handle at Brianna's sort of kidnap scene for all the other women that had been assaulted. And obviously it was pretty damn clear cut. And so he went to trial. He pled not guilty. Don't really know why, because he was obviously very guilty. He was found guilty of all counts, and he would actually be sentenced to death. So he has been on death row for all these years. I believe he's been appealing over the years. His latest one may have been in 2019, I think I read. Was like, I don't think so, mate. Well, no bloody wonder, because he's not only sexually assaulted women, he's also then kidnapped Brianna, probably done the same to her, and then murdered her. He was escalating. He should never be allowed out. Obviously, he's not going to be because he's on death row. I don't really know why I said that, but there you go. He got exactly what he deserves, and he will eventually be sentenced, I suppose, like, or it will be carried out. Don't know how long it really takes, a long time normally, but we'll see. I'm really glad that he was caught, like, he was a predator. Basically, they assume that that was his sort of territory, his predatorial territory, because obviously he'd assaulted the women in that area as well. He just stumbled past Brianna sleeping on that sofa and thought, hey, I want her. I don't know. And the door, sadly, was unlocked, so he just opened it and took her. And that was it. That is why this case is really, really creepy, because she was on a sofa of a friend's house, the safest place she thought that she could be, and sadly, this disgusting predator came along, and it's just heartbreaking what happened to her. But yeah, that's the end of the case. If you guys have enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for similar content. Anyway, that's all I have today on the case of Brianna Denison. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye.